So many ways to take out your enemies in these games. Oh, this is so cool.
What is happening?
Bam!
Oh, my
Devastating.
goodness.
He's vulnerable to fire, we learned.
That's right. He's flammable. Rashes are flammable.
Highly flammable.
It was foreshadowing. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to PlayStation Underground. Today, we are playing Middle-earth: Shadow of War, which is coming to PS4 on October 10th. I am joined by Sid Schoenman.
That's right, and game is looking awfully good, and we have a friendly guide here to show us the way around the world of Mordor and Middle-earth.
Now, I want to point out right up at the top, if you are watching this episode of Underground on YouTube, you can watch it in 4K. If you're watching it over on Facebook, well, I bet it looks good, but boy, oh boy, better mosey on over to YouTube and see it in 4K as well.
That's right. We're playing it on a PS4 Pro here to get the optimal quality and looking mighty fun.
Now, I think what we're going to do, obviously this, is set after the events of the original Middle-earth game by Monolith, and here we are going to be taking on a fortress, which are these huge and very dangerous play spaces in the game. We're going to take a run at it. I've been told that there may be a chance that we don't do so great, but we're going to do our best and see where it goes. And of course, our guide is looking through some of the siege upgrades. Yes, we need to make sure, Sid, that we are well prepared for the siege.
Prepared for anything, and I got to say, the original Shadow of Mordor, actually one of my favorite games this generation. I've been a huge Monolith fan for years. I love Fear. I love Blood all the way back in the old days. Shogo, all those old names I'll drop there. But Shadow of Mordor was such an awesome game because, among many other things, it had this incredible Nemesis system.
Absolutely.
And my understanding is the devs have basically taken that idea and they have just put it every possible place in this game. So what that means is enemies that you fight, they'll sort of learn about you, they'll remember things you did. Your comrades now and your army that you're building here, they'll remember things that you've done. So there's tales of sort of revenge, betrayal, all these different things, even friendship, I've learned. So pretty interesting stuff, and I'm dying to see...
Terror Fortress.
Seems like we're pretty far into the game here, actually. We're getting a good look ahead. And looking...
Yeah, I will say that if you're worried by looking at this and thinking, man, this is going to be tough, well, this will happen a little later in the game. Ronk!
Look at this crazy
Ronk!
Head. Look
the
at that.
headlopper!
Look at that head up on his...
He's a fiery terror tank! Now, Sid, I'm not gonna make any promises here, but if I named my second child Ronk, I don't know. I feel like that's a really good call.
Ronk Clements.
Ronk, the fiery war tank. And here are some of your allies in this fight to come.
Now, this is, it's set maybe 40, 50 years before the events of Lord of the Rings, actually. And it's sort of filling in some of the backstory. It's kind of adding some new perspectives, some new angles to this awesome mythos.
I know, it's so great.
And we have the Bright Lord here. Ryan, tell us a little bit about who the Bright Lord is.
Oh, great. Thanks, Sid. Why don't you just toss me all the lore-related questions?
Well, you're a little hobbit. You love all this stuff.
I'm the hobbit?
You're a hobbit.
Because I'm shorter than you?
Perhaps.
Celebrimbor is, or the Bright Lord is sort of the wraith and the spirit of a very iconic and ancient
elven
individual.
King, right?
Yeah, and I believe forger of the Great Rings, which I'm looking to our guides for confirmation. Oh my gosh, what is happening?
This is awesome.
I'm explaining lore.
Enough with your lore.
Shut up, Ryan, about this action. Oh God, we're poisoned. So Talion obviously has a lot more... various weapons, various tools, and at his disposal.
That's what gives you the bow and arrow ability there, yeah.
Including the giant hulking beasts that we can ride. Oh my gosh.
This is so cool.
Hello!
Befriend him.
Now, Sid, if you had to walk around with that giant crossbow on your back, I'd say that'd slow you down quite a bit, right?
A little bit, but I'd be shooting giant gnarly
gobs of poison goo.
That's right. The beast game in this title is extremely strong. I've seen just a huge number of creatures. I mean, these are trolls, obviously. I saw wargs. I've seen drakes are flitting about from time to time. And there's just all manner of orcs and ghoulish creatures. So that got my attention right away. And the gore factor is like off the charts.
It's not for the faint of heart.
That's
and
right.
I will say that you just got a small sample right there of some of the very fantastic free-flowing combat that players got used to in the original game, and obviously that's been dialed up here for Shadow of War, and just raining death and poison down upon the opposition here. But that's actually one of the things that I liked most about. I often try and play stealth in these types of games, and then I fail miserably and do terribly, and then I always wind up in a sticky situation. But the combat is so fun, and you just feel so cool while you're doing it. Oh, this is some of that gore that we were just. Oh my gosh! Enough already! Enough! That was a snafu, am I right, Sid?
Oh my!
Anybody?
Look at that.
Nah. Okay.
The I mean, you're right though, Ryan.
We'll play it back in the tape.
Oh, nice. One of the things that makes this game so fun is it's got that kind of like stealth combat, you know, that you can that I enjoy in games like, you know, the Batman Arkham series, maybe Assassin's Creed. But it kind of brings its own flavor thanks to Monolith, and then you got all the combos and the cool bow and arrow combat. Oh man.
Nice jump. Oh, and he's
I
back.
didn't quite make it. Well, you can't blame him. But it's kind of got a little something for everybody, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like the breadth and depth of the stuff that I love that, by the way, breadth and depth. The stuff that you can do in Shadow of War is just, I mean, it's basically, I don't want to put a number on it, but there's a lot more than the original.
It's kind of in some ways at the heart of my fantasies about video games when I was a kid. Like, I wish there was a game where like everything you did mattered.
Yeah.
And you'd kill people and they knew what you know that you had, and they weren't just sort of robots, you know, and that is Shadow of War.
As a kid, you were saying, I wish there was a game where you could kill people. At the age of 3.5, Sid had very grisly dreams.
I wish I could chop off a troll's head.
You know, I just really want to take it to a bunch of orcs.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying.
Now, Ryan, explain to me the difference between orcs and urukai, because
Oh, dear.
And goblins. How do they factor in too?
Yeah, I don't know about goblins.
I think goblins and orcs are the same thing. I'm virtually certain.
I don't know about that, because I don't know if that's different in Tolkien's universe.
I was speaking broadly to the mythos of Lord of the Rings.
Oh, here it is! One of the best parts of the game!
Awesome.
Tell him.
Bam.
Tell him. That's a wise choice, all right.
So yeah, you can recruit these powerful characters into your command, and who's to say what that character will do later?
Yeah,
that
who's
character.
to say?
Oh,
What's this person's name? What are we gonna do this time? Are we gonna? Ha!
oh,
No, shamed.
oh man,
The fool! What a fool! Oh, sorry.
That's awesome.
This is brutal.
Yeah,
Sid, I feel like you could pour a lot of time into this.
I'm going to be playing the crap out of this. Look at this awesome, like, just the sort of scale of the combat here. Oh, man.
Boom! That effect is fantastic.
Yeah.
Give a very quick obligatory shout out to the developers and all the visual artists that make this very pretty. Uh-oh.
Ba-bam!
Ah, just got by. I thought that was going to be the cue to fail miserably, but
Yeah.
it was not. Killed.
So cool.
Goodness gracious. Oh, and we got a pretty little jacket.
I understand the loot game is significantly stronger in this
Yeah.
one.
Oh, man. See, again, it's just like there's always stuff. We're kind of looking at the armor here on screen. But, yeah, there's just all this stuff where when you take a great studio, they make a really innovative game like the original Middle. It's Shadow of Mordor, right? I'm getting the title right?
Yeah, the original,
The
yeah.
original one?
Middle-earth.
Middle-earth,
Shadow of Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor. When you take that and then you take all the learnings and all the experience that a studio has from the first one, and then they can apply that to the second game in a series. I mean, it's just you often see a lot of great progress from something like that.
Absolutely.
Oh, little dodging some lava.
More of
Sid, remember the carpet is lava.
right.
You have to stay on the couch. It's just an important game to play. Retreating, I think. No, actually, let him retreat.
Better get them.
This person is angry.
These orcs, there's so many
there's
kinds.
I know, there's so much personality.
Oh, Is that oil?
Bait.
Looks like it.
No, it was bait, I thought. Was it bait?
For those wargs?
Oh, it was bait.
Warg bait.
So many people are on fire right now. Maybe including us.
You really think you can take us on? Oh, bring your
Rash. What a face. The face only a mother could love.
That's right. Would this face lie to you?
Certainly not.
Ugh.
Oh. Uh-oh. Could this be the end?
Oh.
It is!
Bam.
Okay, so, sure, this doesn't look great for Talion. But Sid, I have news. This is a video game.
It is?
And our story does not end yet. Okay, so what we can do is go back and try and take revenge on, was it Rash that killed us? Great name. Rash is the next name after Ronk. Second child will be named Ronk. Third child will be Rash. Ronk is just pleased as punch about their victory. Our siege has failed, but I say we attempt to seek revenge on Ronk's full fortress.
Oh, that's sweet. So you can see you kind of chipping away at the forces here a bit.
Mm-hmm. Their ranks and structures are ever shifting.
Ever shifting. The loyalties ever shifting.
So there's Rash. New target.
Get some revenge here.
Turns out rashes are flammable.
Just like in real life.
Now, if you have a rash, all right, just fire on. Don't do that. Not sound medical advice. Pretty sure that that would not work well. Okay, so Talion is back. Looks great.
That is one hell of a Mount Doom right there. That is Mount Doom, isn't it? It looks like it.
Yes.
Let's say it's Mount Doom.
No, it is. We've gotten confirmation.
Never.
We're going to have hardcore Tolkien fanatics be like, y'all let two of the most incompetent Tolkien experts on to record PlayStation Underground.
Look, I have seen The Two Towers at least 4 times.
Okay, I don't know if that qualifies you as a Tolkien expert.
An enthusiast.
But an enthusiast, certainly.
And you've read all the books.
I've read all the books. I read the book that now escapes my name, but the
Hobbit?
No.
The Silmarillion?
The Silmarillion, thank you.
You read
Saved
that, huh?
me, yeah. That was actually one of my favorite bits because that's like concentrated lore right there. If you like world building and you like lore, that's where you're getting like a concentrated dose of it.
It's like the history of Middle-earth, basically, right?
Yeah, and a lot of the politics and the divinity that's surrounding the lore. And Celebrimbor's got some wise words.
That's right. Oh.
Are we going to do a little sneaking to this? Nope.
Who needs it?
You're like, I was going to sneak, but these guys are really bugging me. And our guide has a lot of anger to work out. Ooh. Oh.
Oh, that's awesome.
Can't
Wish I could do that.
No, you don't. Really? No, that would be scarring if you had to go through this. Come on, Sid, let's be honest.
I'm just referring to being able to teleport back and forth.
Or leaping up that.
5,000 feet in the air.
Yeah, I don't know if that was 5,000 per se, but it was pretty close. Herg! Oh, okay. And yeah, he's super pumped about it. I love it. That's one of the best things about kind of free-flowing open-world games like Shadow of War is that you're essentially, as a player, you are constantly telling your own stories. Oh my God, that's so
cool.
Get out of here. Couple You're constantly telling your own stories and just having unique experiences that other players won't not even see because they won't even follow, this particular series of events. They won't follow, these enemies. Their nemesis system will look different. It's awesome. I would like to pick up all the documents on this table and read them. Oh, Rash is here. Rash! We're going to head towards Rash.
So many ways to take out your enemies in these games. Oh, this is so cool.
What is happening?
Bam!
Oh, my
Devastating.
goodness.
He's vulnerable to fire, we learned.
That's right. He's flammable. Rashes are flammable.
Highly flammable.
It was foreshadowing.
What are these little gibbering
What are these
ghouls?
little gibbering?
Are they like hairless
Oh
orcs
my
that they got all
goodness.
burned?
If Rash survives this, I will be mightily impressed.
He's riddled with arrows.
Yeah, he's terrified of burning. He's like, I hate rashes. I'm out of here. Terrified. Keep going. So many people are on fire and in various states
Bam!
of distress. Holy smokes, no head. I don't. At a certain point, it's like, Talion, how do you do it, man?
I know.
What's Talion's gym routine? Because I want to get on that. Give me his diet. Give me his fitness regime.
He does
and
not
I will
skip
be all-
leg day, I'll tell you
Unless
that.
we fail this, but we definitely have it. Boom! Deflected.
Whap.
These guys thought that they could take Talion on, but no, sir. No, sir. With the power of the Bright Lord fueling us. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this is looking hairy. I
no.
spoke too soon.
Easy.
I spoke too soon, Sid.
Oh my
Sid.
god.
Oh, Talion, no! Rat. Oh, yes.
I cannot
still
wait to
alive.
play this game.
Oh, there's so many arrows flying everywhere. How do you even keep track of this?
Oh!
Now he's on the back. Yes. There's so much going on.
Awesome. Well, this is like the Nemesis system, too. Like this thing, this warg is frustrated at these orcs who have held it captive.
Arr.
Oh,
Rash!
perfect.
Rash, you are defeated, sir. I don't think it's very likely he will come back, but who's to say?
That didn't stop some of the orcs in the first game, so we'll have to see on this one. But
Sid, this was a look at Middle-earth Shadow of War and getting some revenge on Rash. What did you think?
I loved it. We're playing on PS4 Pro, looking real sharp in 4K, gorgeous looking game. So if you're watching this somewhere other than YouTube, head over to YouTube on your computer or a relatively powerful device so you can turn on 4K.
Relatively.
Yeah, relatively powerful device. Like your phone might not be able to handle it, but tablets often can, and laptops can do it. So check it out in 4K to get a full look. Game does support HDR as well.
Yeah.
In the final version. So if you have a 4K HDR TV like yours truly,
All right, Sid.
you're gonna be sitting pretty.
Underground is not the time for you to sell your TV, okay?
Every time is the time
every
to
time.
sell my TV.
Sid, thank you so much for joining me.
Absolutely.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Middle-earth Shadow of War coming to PS4 on October 10th.
Looking strong, I gotta say.
Looking strong, filled with lava, not for the faint of heart, and we will see you next time on PlayStation Underground.
PlayStation